welcome back to another episode of Caffeinated CX, where we talk about CX and stuff, all in a hyper-caffeinated state. Today, we're going to be talking about the Great Resignation. Everybody's quitting. Nobody's hiring. Things are going to hell. But those lazy people on welfare, it's all on them. It's all on them because they wanted to stay home when their jobs shut down through no fault of their own. But then the big government came in and gave them an extra $300. So all they did was sit there and watch porn and drink and smoke pot and all that other jazz. And now nobody's working. Everyone's short-staffed. Everybody is in the same boat. Of course, we all know that's kind of bullshit. So, $300 extra on unemployment is nothing. That expired a while ago. And even though everybody's saying they're hiring, they're not. People are not getting callbacks on their applications or their resumes. And I'm talking about the jobs that are saying they're in dire straits, like fast food, call centers, etc. So what's really going on? Why did so many people not go back to work? Or why did so many quit work? Well, there's a couple of reasons, which we can get into. I think we should. Okay, so there's this thing that a lot of people say oh, people don't quit jobs, they quit bad management. They don't quit because of rock bottom pay. They quit because of bad management, right? And bad leadership. Or people don't quit because they don't get promoted and they get overlooked and nobody knows their name. They quit because of bad management. Now, if you take all those things that I just said and look at it from a broad perspective, yeah, it's because of bad management. That's what it is, and 100% it's true. If you're getting rock bottom pay, that's on management. If you're being overlooked and nobody knows your name, that's on management. If you're getting crapped on constantly, that's bad management. It is bad management. And bad management fuels bad culture. And bad culture is what drives people away. It's why overall the call center industry has about a 40 to 50% turnover rate. And I saw this in real time. In fact, I think the one specific example I'm going to give is more than 40 to 50, because every 2 weeks there were two 20-person training classes going through, right? So it was 2 weeks classroom and then another 2 weeks on the floor and nesting or whatever. And there were 2 classes or more going on at the same time. And cool, you got through that, you got put on your team, and then more or less forgotten. Unless you were one of the really, 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 really top performers. I'm talking about top 1%, or one of the really, really, really bad performers, bottom 1%, right? That's the only way that you'd really get attention, right? If you were just hitting all your marks and doing good and, getting that good NPS, then you were more left alone. Some people love that, right? Some people don't need the recognition. Some people do. But anyway, if you fast forward 6 months, you look around, I don't know any of these people. Oh, that person over there was in my training class, but everyone else, gone. So that to me screams more than a 40 to 50% turnover rate right there. So, but let's talk about call center. call center culture. It's rough. Most of them. I'm talking about the big ones. One second. The big 400, 500, 600 plus seater, right? Let's talk about those. Okay, because that's what I have the most experience with. That's where I cut my teeth. That's where I started. So, have you ever been in one? Have you ever worked in one? All right, so this is a brief synopsis for the people who have never worked in one of the big call centers. And I think it is a requirement for every single person to work in one, or to work in retail, or to work in food service. One of the three, if not all. At least a year, right? Maybe 3. So, just to toughen your skin through both customers and management. So, gray, drab walls. Row upon row of people that can't talk to each other, right? Can't even read a book in some of these places in between calls, if there's space in between calls. No pens, no paper, nothing. If you're lucky, you'll get an intra-team chat if you're lucky. Most don't. And you'll be lucky if you're even assigned a email if you're a team leader below, right? Not even a company email, which is ridiculous. And you'll get everything through a portal, which crashes like 3 times per day. And you're really treated like children, right? There's verbatim scripts. It's just bad. But the worst part is how much of a child you're treated like, and how much of a child the team leads are required to treat you like. And I'm all about gamification and having fun at work and everything else, but the games they force people to play, I'm just gonna bring up one, okay? And just because it was such bad taste that it still makes me laugh. They were doing this thing called, the game Battleship, right? Right? B4, you sunk my battleship, that one. I haven't played since then, but whatever. And for every upsell you got to, launch a missile at a battleship. They had a thing in the back. The date was December 7th, the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And we were playing Battleship in the call center. Let that sink in for a little bit, because it's funny, but it's also sad. And the fact that nobody really realized the irony is just funny. Oh well, I don't know. It was funny to me. But nobody liked them. There were no polls that were put out, right? To say, hey, what games do you want to play? Nope. Upper management would choose them. Everybody else had to suffer the consequences, and some of them were just dumb, like bean pong, where it's like beer pong, but instead of beer in the little cups, it's filled with beans. And you threw a thing in and you could win fake money. And then you could use this fake money at the end of the year to buy real things. Really, really chintzy, cheap things. I got a blender. It broke the first time I used it. It was cool. No returns though, because it was probably in some senior management's garage for 5 years before they were like, we have this to give them. Also, at a lot of these call centers, there's no set schedules. Your schedule changes week to week to week. So, that's weird to me, because I'm of the opinion, and this is how I run things, of having a set schedule. Period. So you can plan out your next few weeks. You know what day you have off. You know what time you get off. every single day. You know what time you have to be there every single day, so you can establish a morning routine or a night routine or a weekend routine, whatever your weekend happens to be. Not everyone can have Saturday and Sunday off. Some people have Monday, Tuesday off, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Doesn't matter, whatever. Right? So, those things. And then being treated as your number. I remember one time this guy with a really, really easy to spell last name, it was like Smith or something, got his name up because of his MPS surveys. Got his name up on the little whiteboard because, you know, screw having anything neat. It's a whiteboard, and they spelled his last name wrong. So ever since then, people just called him by the phonetic pronunciation of how they spelled his last name, which was like Smith. Last name was Smith. They spelled it S-M-I-H. Whatever, easy to forget the T, I guess. I don't know. But that place had a much higher turnover rate than 40 to 50%. And 40 to 50% is already sad. This place was like 70 to 80%. It's gone now, lo and behold. But the thing is, the Great Resignation is happening, and it's because of bad company culture and bad leadership, period. Period. So, don't let anyone fool you. It's not because people are lazy, it's because people are fed up. So, as call center leaders, as CX leaders, as business leaders, we have to do our part. We have to make things better. If we want to attract top talent, if we want our businesses and departments and call centers to succeed, we need to step the F up. We need to provide a place. We need to have good company culture, inclusive, where it's open door, where people can talk to you, where you know their names, where they know they can go up to you with an idea and they won't be instantly shot down, right? And you got to pay them a little better too. And nothing against burger flippers, nothing against people that work at McDonald's or fast food or Subway or anything like that. But guys, you have to pay people more than they make at McDonald's if you want to get people to stay. It's just kind of obvious. And again, nothing against people that work at McDonald's or anything like that. They work hard, right? People in call centers also work hard, period. Call center is a tough job, especially as a frontline agent. It's one of the hardest jobs there is. And people don't see it that way because it's not manual labor. It is labor. It's dealing with so much negativity, it'll make your head spin. So, and that negativity doesn't just come from the customers calling in. Sometimes the customers are the best part of your day as a frontline agent. Everything else sucks. So let's go ahead, let's redesign the entire culture of the call center industry to make it a place where people want to work, where people will come in because they want to, not because they have to, right? So that's it. This went really long, but we have to do better, all of us. This 40 to 50% turnover rate, unacceptable, right? 10 to 20, okay, right? Right now, the call center I run is at about 12%, right? And that's really low, especially considering the standards, but we have a pretty good culture, right? So, but all these other ones with the 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% turnover, cut it out. You're doing it wrong. You're making a mockery of the entire industry, and you need to stop. This has been Caffeinated CX. I'll see you guys next time. Write me a review wherever you found this. Share it with your friends. Let's grow this. I'm gonna have some guests on beginning of the new year, so that'll be fun. I have a bunch of really cool guests lined up who said they would join me on here, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, review it, share, like, comment if I don't know how it works. All right, bye.